catch 'em all.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another web app by AutoCAD video. Okay, this is the web.autocad.com. My students are using this right now in class because we're having issues getting the full version of the software. But we are going to do some of my drawings from my playlists in the web app, and hopefully this will help some people out. Okay, so if you're one of my students, you've already created your title block, which is all this information down here. These were 1/8 of an inch lines spaced here. You have the name of your school in the middle line. You try to center it the best you can. If you need to, you can click on the text and grab the blue mark, and you can slide that around and then click in order to get that centered. You have your name in the second line. Don't write your name goes here, just actually put your name there. And then today's date. Now I ask you to actually change this to say the date that you're turning it in. So let's say I'm going to turn this drawing in today. I'm going to double click on this and actually put today's date, and then I'm going to follow my video that I just created before this on how to turn in assignments. Okay. You also have and by the way, this text height is all 0.125. So when I double click on this, you'll see that I put 0.125 down here. You've got scale full, which means that every 1 inch on here actually is 1 inch. You have the period that we're in, so if you're in like period 3, period 7, you're going to put that in there. The block is the name of the drawing, and this one is actually called the triangle summary, but you can call it try sum, that way it fits. And then I'm just going to grab this and zoom in a little bit, grab the blue mark, and just kind of slide that into the middle, and then we should be good with the title block. Okay, the line weights. Okay, selecting these lines out here, so you need one, you're going to hold shift to select more than 1, 2, 3, top line 4, bottom line 5, vertical lines 6, 7, 8, 9. Now these lines are going to be thicker on your paper when we go to print them. This software doesn't show the line weights, but you can still go to properties here and you can change where it says line weight here to 1.00. Okay, so later on, you know, it doesn't display the line weights, but it will show them later on when we go to actually print them when we're in the physical classroom. Okay, this is what we're going to create. This is called the try sum. All right, so I'm going to actually take this and move this out, and I'm going to show you how we do it. All right, so for every drawing that you guys do, you're going to open up your title block just like I did here. You're going to do a save as and save it as whatever the next thing is called. So we can call this one try sum, and then that way you don't save over your old work. You want to keep one file for every different piece of work that you do, so you always do a save as. Okay, you're going to go to the draw area here, and you're going to go to line. You're going to snap from this point to this point, and by the way, that's called O snap, which you can see the system is turned on right now because it's blue. If I were to turn that off, I wouldn't be able to snap to anything. Okay, if I go in here in this arrow and I check midpoint, it's going to allow me now when I do my next step, which is the X line, that stands for construction line. You're going to be able to snap to the midpoint of that if this is turned on, and that's what we want. Right there at the midpoint, you're going to draw one line straight up and down, you're going to draw one line left to right, and then you're going to erase this line. The only reason for this line was so that we could get the midpoint here and we could put this little crosshair in there. Every drawing starts with the crosshair. Alright, so now we can erase that line. So now you're going to use the offset tool. Go to modify, go to offset. In the software, you have to type the number first, like how far you want to go, then you hit enter, then you click the line that you want to offset and which direction you want to do it. In the web app, it's a little bit different. You have to click the line that you want to offset first, and then how far you want to go. So you can see that this drawing is actually 6 inches wide, and each one of these lines equals 3 inches, which means that the height of this drawing is 3 inches. So if the height is 3 inches and I want to get it centered in my title block, I'm going to go down 1.5 because that's half of 3, and then I'm going to click the same line and I'm going to go up 1.5 and hit enter. So I've got the top and bottom now. We need to create what we call the box size first. That way we know where to trim everything. Okay, so now the next thing would be how wide it is. This drawing is 6 inches wide. So that means that when we go to do offset this time, we're going to do 3. Oh, sorry, we don't type the distance first. Offset, click the line, go to the right, 3, enter. Click the same line, go to the left, 3, enter. And now what I'll be able to do is I can get rid of this one, and I can do some trimming around the outside. Okay, technically I only really want the bottom line here and the vertical line, right? But the other lines are what I call dummy lines, and those are just going to show us where we can trim things off. Without this line here, you have nothing to snap to or to trim at in order to trim the rest of that off. So we need that line there temporarily, okay? You can do one of two things here. You can just do the regular trim command and click what you don't want. The only problem with that is that it leaves lines out here, so you would actually have to go out and erase those. The easier way to do it would be to do trim, but hit cutting edges, and you're going to click the edge that you want to cut it at and hit enter. And now if I want to keep the left side, I'm going to click the right side of this line, and you can see that it trims the rest of it off. And then you can hit escape. You can actually hit spacebar to bring you back into the previous tool that you were just in, which is very useful. It makes things a lot faster. We're going to click cutting edges again. We're going to click the top line, hit enter, and then now you can click these 1, 2, 3, or you can go like that, which is just a click and hold, and it'll do all of those things. Okay. Again, trim, cutting edges. We're going to click the bottom line, hit enter, and then you can go like this if you want. Right? Now I no longer need my dummy lines, which was 1, 2, and 3, and I'm left with this here. Okay. Now the triangle summary drawing is just teaching you or showing you how to make the different 15 angle degrees, okay, in increments of 15. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the line tool. You're going to click at this point right here, and you're going to just type a distance of 3, then you're going to hit tab, and you're going to do 15, and then hit enter. Now you can see I'm still connected here, so you got to hit escape. And then we go and do it again. Click here. It's going to be 3 inches, and it's going to be 30 degrees. Oops, let's try that again. 30, enter. Right? No, that went the wrong way. Sorry. So I noticed that happens sometimes. So in order to get around that, what I would start utilizing is another tab. You hit the tab again. So if I did 30 here, hit tab again, and it'll get you where you want to go, then hit enter. Okay, so it's an added step, but it's a lot more accurate and you don't make as many mistakes. Okay, 3 tab, 45 tab, enter, and then hit escape. Oops, line tool. 3 tab, 60 tab, enter. And then we got one more on this side, same starting point, 3 tab, 75 tab, enter. Now once you get these done, you can select these lines right here, these 5, and you can do MI, which is mirror, or you can click mirror down here. I'm going to mirror it over this line right here, which means it's going to flip-flop over that line. It wants to know where the top of that line is and where the bottom of that line is. Otherwise, if I have it with a second point somewhere else, it's going to flip over that point. Okay, so I want it to flip over this vertical line. It's then going to ask me, do you want to erase the source object? Do I want to erase the original lines? No. So I leave it like that. So the drawing is now done. You've got 2 more things you got to do. 3 more things. You're going to select these lines, which is easier to do right now. You're going to go to line weight, and you're going to make that be 0.70. Again, we can't see the line thickness on the web app, but later on when we go to transfer these files over to the software, we will be able to see it. Okay. You're going to go to annotate, you're going to hit dimension, and you're going to put a dimension from here to here, and then you're going to click down here somewhere. So that shows me that it's 6 inches exactly. And then you're going to label these numbers out here. Okay, so what you do is you go to the A for text, you're going to draw a little text box like this. You're going to make the height be 0.125, which is 1/8 of an inch. Our text height is almost always 1/8 of an inch. And then you're going to type 0. And now we want the degree sign. Okay, the best way to do that is to go to Google and type in degree sign, and then just try to steal one of these ones that you see on here. So you can see like right next to this degreesymbol.com, you can select that, whoops, like that by highlighting it, right click, copy. Now in the software we can do a keyboard shortcut. It's Alt 0176 and then let go, but we can't do that in the web app. Okay, it doesn't work. So now you can do Control V as paste. Okay, so out here I did a right click copy, or you could do Control C for copy, and then when you're back in here, Control V as paste. Okay, so that one's good. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click on that number, and you're going to go to the modify again, and you're going to do copy. And what you'll do is you can click anywhere, it doesn't really matter, it's actually better to click in like a, like an open area like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around the outside here, and we're just going to pop these in at the end of each line. And I'm not going to do the rest of them, but double click on each one and change the number. 15, check mark. Double click. 30, check mark. You can probably hit enter there too. 45, no, you can't hit enter, sorry. Checkbox. Okay, so you're going to go around, you're going to change all those, and then the last thing you're going to do here is you're going to do a zoom extents. Now if you go to hit zoom extents and it goes like this, that means that you have something drawn out there. It could be something really small like that, but when you're like this you can't see it there. So that's why we do the zoom extents, and we say, oh wait, there's something out there. We click on that, we hit delete, because it just sometimes we make mistakes and lines get flown all around. Zoom extents, it comes up, that's good. Okay, and then you're going to follow the last video I did for saving and for downloading this as a PDF. So just hit save, download. Okay, I mean, you don't have to watch the last one if you're watching right now. Plot to PDF. This is going to generate a PDF for you. It's going to give you a little blue link here that says download PDF. You're going to click on that. It downloads to the bottom, and then you're going to upload it to our Google Classroom. Alright, that's it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. This was the triangle summary in the AutoCAD web app. Thanks a lot. See ya.